You know what I'm saying? Hi guys, and welcome to day 1 of 30 of letting go of my ex. This is a 30-day series where I reflect and count and reconcile and just look back and appreciate, my past relationship, appreciate the love that was shared, appreciate the lessons that I learned, appreciate why it had to come to an end and stuff. Yeah. Um on the last video, I talked about why I was making this series, the why am I doing it now and all of that, and that video will be in the description because I am a YouTuber. Check the description below, bro. And so to on this video in this video I'm just gonna give to talk about how it came to be. Just give you the story of how we came together. Yeah. So yeah. Basically, it all started 2 years ago. Grade 10, 15 years old, and we had just chosen our subjects. I chose life science, and so I was in life science class. So, the life science teacher, she was on maternity leave for like a month, for 6 months, for half the year. And so we had like two or three substitute teachers, but I can only remember one. He was like an old white guy. He had a voice thing, like his voice, like his throat was hollow and like pushed into itself. But yeah, it's not cool to talk about other people, but like, yeah, whatever. He had a voice thing and his voice was very raspy, but whatever. He could not handle us, but he did his best. He did his best to let us to make us get up to date with the work and stuff. But yeah, he was dope. But yeah. So yeah, fast forward to June or July, the original life science teacher comes back, and now we're giving seating arrangements, and we're supposed to sit in alphabetical order. And so we sit in alphabetical order, and I'm sat on a double row, right, where the tables are close together in a row. Two rows of tables are close together in joined together, whatever. And I'm sat at the corner, and on my right, this girl sits next to me. And yeah, this girl, she really liked talking to people, and she really liked. Hmm, I'll decide a name for her later, but yeah, but yeah, no, she's very talkative. She likes talking to people. She just likes being around people. She's very extroverted, and she really brought down like my walls of social anxiety and introversion. Cause like, damn, bro, yeah, like we chopped it up, dog. We like, I kept getting called out in class for talking too much. You know how that's never happened to me before, dog. I was getting called out for talking because of her, bro. But yeah, she broke down my walls and stuff, and yeah, we're just dope. And then we start talking on WhatsApp. But at first it was only for schoolwork, right? But then it evolved to just making jokes, chatting, chopping it up, bro. Like, bro, I've never had such a flow state of friendship before. Like, such a flow state of friendship, like, such a connection of joking, laughing, and just talking for hours. And yeah, it was dope, dog. And so, yeah, dog, it's like that for like the rest of the year. And then fast forward to like mid January to early mid February, right? Pre Valentine's Day. From yeah, and it's like, and so we've only been talking in class and on WhatsApp, right? And I'll explain the details if I can remember. I'll explain the details of how this came to be, but like basically, like it was just like we need to talk in real life, right? And IRL, outside of class IRL, and so we're like, okay, during break time we can talk. And I'm super nervous, dog. And I explain and I tell her that too, dog, cuz like it was such like I've never had such a deep connection with someone, dog. you know? And I even told her, dog, I was like, "Yo, before we meet during break, right?" I texted her like the day on the evening before. I was like, "Yo, before we meet during break, bro, I gotta let you know you give me butterflies. So please, I'm gonna be nervous, alright?" And yeah, she's just like, "Okay, bro, okay." And like, sure you can say that like that was me catching feelings, but like really I was just like I've never had such a connection before, and so it really made my heart skip. I've never had a connection like that before. That was genuine, innocent, like nerves and excitement. But yeah, so now for a few weeks during some breaks we just hang out. Or nah. It's just 2 weeks. 2 weeks we just hang out during break. Not every break, but just we hang out more. And yeah, and one fateful day, she texts me, dog, and she's like, "Praise, I want to ask you this before, so to see if I should let it go or not." And I'm like, "Go ahead, Swain." And she's like, "Would you date me?" And yeah, it took me a while to answer, but in the end, I was like, "Yeah, dog, I would, honestly." And yeah, then it was left, and then it was left at that, right? Until like and then I procrastinate because then I was like, "Yo, I actually wanted to be my girlfriend," and then I procrastinated that decision so hard. But then finally, I'm like, "Yo, can we meet during break?" My apologies. I need to go drink water, and the bottle's right there. But under 9 minutes, we cannot risk. So yeah, the next day we meet during break, and then I'm like, "Yo, let's go to the back classes where there's no teachers," and then we head there, and then I'm like, "Yo, I'm acting all nervous and stuff," and I'm like, "Ish," and then I'm like, "Yo, I want you to be my girlfriend," and then she says, "Yeah." I'm sorry for that. I ruined I ruined the tension, whatever. My bad, dog. But yeah, and then some kids came by, and then I was like, "Okay, when they leave, I want to kiss you." You know what I'm saying? Because I'm smooth like that. And then we kissed, and that was the start of a beautiful thing. So yeah, bro. There's a whole bunch of in betweens. And yeah, I feel like under 9 minutes is so short, dog. I want to be able to go into detail, dog, like 15-minute detail, but we'll figure that out. Yeah. So that's how we got together, and yeah, that's the story, dog. Um yeah, I look nice right now. My face is looking extra symmetrical. Yeah, dog, that's how we met. And yeah, I was so nervous, dog. The butterflies she gave me, I ain't never felt like that before, bro. I ain't never felt like that before. I ain't never felt like that before, bro. It was beautiful, dog. It was beautiful, dog. While I was still here, some detail, right? I remember the first time we met during break. It was like, dog. It was like, we were together upstairs and standing just, yeah, next to each other, and I subconsciously like backed away from her, dog, and I didn't even notice until I was officially like backed up from her, dog. Like we were talking, I was talking or she was talking, and I backed up subconsciously because of how nervous I was, dog. And it was only like after I did it I was like, damn, I just moved away from her. And then like after school she was like, yo, you backed up, dog. And I was like, bro, I only noticed afterwards, dog. And I was like, I'm sorry, but like she was cool, dog. She's cool. She's chill, she's cool. Dog. Yeah. But it was beautiful, dog. See, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah. Sharp.